Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and it is day 4 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life and a little bit of Stash Dive Tuesday, maybe a smidgen of cheating, but I did bring in a couple of collection pieces that were laying around on my desk, so I feel like maybe it'll work. So Cheryl Ashcraft is the one who created this really cool sketch, and I am going to use Obed Marshall's Fantastico. And let me just preface by saying this layout turns out really funky and fun, and I like it a whole lot, but it is definitely different. So I have all these papers, I've got the branding strips, I've got embellishments. Stash Dive Tuesday usually only have 2 of each collection, but what I did was use this and then brought in some things. So this is from my Hip Kit Club in August of 2022, and then I have these word phrases and some little embellishments from These Days by Coco Vanilla, and then I end up bringing in a couple other little this and that's that I found laying around. So it's not a full Stash Dive Tuesday, but here's the picture I'm documenting, and it makes my heart so happy, and I love this picture. It's my dad with one of those little fingerlings. So I've got my papers, my embellishments, my pictures, the sketch, so let's see how this goes. So first things first, I picked this paper, which is gorgeous, and I love it, and I can think of a million things I could have done with it. Instead, I used it for this crazy layout, which is fine. Hers is very stunning and pretty. Mine is going to be cuckoo. And I'm okay with that. I knew going in that this was not going to be a lovely, even zigzag. I could have cut that out on my Cricut, but decided I wanted to do something a little funky and different. And so I used my branding strips and just make these little wonky zigzags that are not even. They are not the same size. They are not the same length. They don't go down to the same depth. I don't care, because tell me, does this look like a fun layout? I have such a good time fiddling around with this and just winging it. I did not measure. I did nothing. You can obviously tell because, well, that's a hot mess. However, I had such a good time doing it, and I needed that little bit of a giggle and a laugh, because while I love this picture because it's so funny, scrapbooking my dad is still really hard. And so just kind of going crazy and not thinking too much about it as I did this really was helpful. So I have just tapped out 3 different colors of ink. One of them, they're all blue. The first one that I did was, well, it's a good question. I can't remember. I think it's, I'll think about it in a minute. But I did do Blue Lagoon, which is a shimmer, no, not Blue Lagoon. It's teal. It's a teal color, guys. And maybe if I remember, I'll put it in the comments below. Good gravy. Calypso Teal. And then I use White Linen. Both of those are shimmer sprays by Diane Reevely. Anyway, so Tumbled Glass. That was the first one. Okay, I got it. I knew my brain would get there someday. So I'm using these scraps. This is what I was talking about. One, I'm using packaging from the Fantastico collection, and I'm adding in these scraps of these doilies that I used. Now she's got this really pretty doily behind her picture, and I'm using the ends of these 3 heart doilies. And then I also bring in this random piece of like wiring. It's not wiring because it's not metal, but it's like a, I couldn't even tell you. It's like a wickery. It was on a roll with the tool. And just like I said, I just kept finding things in my drawer or next to my desk. I popped this up on Fun Foam, and I just thought that it looked really fun and funky. And since I was kind of going for a fun and funky, silly layout, I would just go for it. So it almost looks like I've put ears on my dad. Oh, you all. Okay, so I got the chipboard out. And I'm going to pull this one chipboard and put it down. I'm using Nuvo Deluxe since it's going on this weird wickery, whatever you want to call this tooly stuff. It says making the most out of every day or something like that. And then I also am going to get this little oval text space or word journaling spot. That's what it's called, journaling spot. Because she has a bunch of different like tags and labels down there. And I would have done that, but I didn't have a lot of flat ones. And by the time I dug into my ephemera, this stuff was already dry and there was not really any tucking in. So I pull my ephemera out and I start looking for different things. I found one that says something like how sweet or so sweet. And then I got a little chipboard banner to put up there and another little oval journaling spot. I believe I write the date on that top oval one, and then I write a little journaling note on that chipboard one at the bottom. And then I put this little word phrase down here that says best day, not best day ever, but these are the days or something like that. I can't see it because it's underneath the little recording strip. So this little word phrase came from the These Days collection. It says you are. And then after searching, I find the word that I was looking for. And I think it says you are wonderful or you are fabulous or something like, I think it says wonderful. And my dad was the goofiest guy. I mean, he made me laugh. Well, okay, he made me laugh when I went in trouble. How about that? He loved to do silly things. He was always goofy for my kids. I have a feeling my daughter took this picture because that's who he was the goofiest for. From this foam thickers, I pull some stars out. I've got some hearts on there. I just am like making a diagonal of decor with the puffies, with the enamel dots. I didn't have any monkeys, which is what this fingerling my dad is holding. I think it's the pictures that have him looking directly at the camera that are the hardest for me because I feel like he's looking at me. The pictures with him in it are, sentimental and special, but the ones where he's looking right at the camera, which is unusual because he's not the guy in the pictures, he's the one behind the camera. I think those are the hardest ones. But anyway, even when he's holding a silly fingerling monkey. So Fiddle Dee Dee Designs is what it has on here, and I just think this was such a fun layout. And like I said, it is crazy. I went a little off the sketch and a little wild, but I love all the bright fun colors. I love all the little goodness. I do write the date in that little top oval, but it must have been after I turned it off. I put little puffies that say mementos, and then one down there at the bottom that says something about memories. So I hope you will check out the playlist of all of the awesome creatives who are hopping along for 30 days of sketches. And I hope that I will see you again very soon because I'll be back again tomorrow for day 5. Have a great day and happy scrapping.